Andrey Esipenko.
Okay, and this one, players showing far different body language to the other games where they were more, stoic. In the other games, this one, Anish Giri leaning into the board. It is the Queen's Gambit decline this time. Let's just quickly go from the start. D4, D5, and okay, by transposition, the exchange variation. Bishop F4, black spin, clever with a move order here, putting a bishop on E7, not allowing white's bishop to land on G5. And it's an argument, right, whether the white bishop's better on F4, better on G5. And Giri smiles as now he starts to meditate after this move, bishop F5, a bit of a rare one. I do believe that black usually just castles, but bishop F5, there's two downsides to this. Firstly, you are abandoning protection of B7, but this takes a lot of time. It's quite committal if white goes for that pawn immediately. Second of all, white does have some pawn pushes, H3, G4 quite quickly in this game to attack this loose bishop.
Yes, I think that's the main point, right? So you just expand as much as you can on the king side. Because queen b3, we got to show the way that black is going to defend the b7 points.
Yep.
He can do it by going knight to c6.
Yeah, and the idea is if queen takes pawn, the black knight will land on b4 and actually come in before white's finished development with a nasty fork. Also, white's queen suddenly lacking squares after moves like rook to b8. There's no retreat via a6, for example. So this one is a bit risky. Of course, the knight sitting on c6 is the best piece in the world. It often blocks its c pawn, which wants to sit either on c6 or c5. But it's unclear whether, which side's benefited simply. Queen on b3, knight on c6, both misplaced. Anish, maybe not having prepared for it, maybe that's what elicited the smile. And that would be good news for Andrey Esipenko with his superior tiebreak if he's bishop to f5 when we were last here. We saw knight to e2. This is, again, in this specific variation, aimed towards posing some issues to this black bishop. Castles, rook c1, and if black were to play quietly and just play move like c6, then white could play knight to g3, going into f5, also could play h3, g4, launch a kingside attack. Now the centre is closed, so c5 instantly trying to open things while white's king sits in the centre. Very logical play. And wow, winning a pawn simply, Anish Giri. This wasn't a blunder though from Esipenko. Surely he'd foreseen this.
I think he had foreseen it.
Knight d5, unleashing an attack against the bishop, and after the knight is captured, the bishop just drops back, defending the black knight, and knight c3. So Esipenko feels like an odd time to think now. Maybe knight c3 wasn't the top computer suggestion for white. Normally the top players, they just look at what the computer says, so they don't look too far beyond, but he could at the very least take this bishop and shatter the white pawn structure. Currently he's a pawn down. It's bishop pair for white. Makes sense to at least get something in return.
Yeah, and well, Esipenko thinking, and there's a weird, funny bit of information. This is on all four top boards. There's one player blitzing the moves, and the other one is thinking.
Yeah, on board one, it's Nakamura who surprised his opponent and blitzed everything out. Board 2, it's Predka. Board 3, it's Esipenko until this moment. the advantage. Even if these look ugly, the white knight later will come to d4 and into e6. Maybe even now. This looks really bad for black, you've got to say.
Yeah.
Even if you just start pushing the b-pawn, I don't really see how black is ever going to save this game.
That would be very clinical, and I think it would be very effective as well. Push the b-pawn.
Yeah, push the b-pawn. Giri's spoiled for choice. He has 25 minutes as well. This is heartbreaking. Esipenko's been so impressive, but chess is cruel.
He's put in a flawless performance. You know, he had a great game against Hikaru. He played all the top players, and right at the final hurdle, he chooses the wrong opening, and he isn't able to continue in the most active way. And for Anish Giri, he was just simply biding his time, and it's a great result for Giri, not because he will be able to secure one of the candidate spots from this event, but in terms of the FIDE circuit, it will catapult him up the standings.
Yeah, Giri might be a favourite now to qualify for the candidates from that alternate pass. If he wins this game, it's still an if. He will jump to 7.5 points, so he would catch up with Andrey Esipenko. He would share kind of a prize at the top there, but yeah, he's definitely kind of waited for his chances. Giri, 3 in a row would be his final winning streak.
Yep.
We talked about ending a tournament on a high. We're kind of making assumptions here, but pawn takes pawn just looks too strong. Too many pawns.
And Giri just waiting. He has all the time in the world, 24 minutes. Maybe we cast our eye to the Penko resigns, Anish Giri wins to reach 7.5 points, and what a tragic end for Esipenko. It was a dream tournament for him, but at the final minute he lost to an in-form Anish Giri, who simply picked up the pace towards the end.
Anish just relishing the role of spoiler, and it's often this type of situation when one side has nothing to lose. Giri's just playing for pride, playing for some prizes. Esipenko had everything on the line. It's so hard to hold everything together, and it's just the opening choice. He didn't play badly, Esipenko, he just never got in the game from the opening. Even if the computer says it was fine, even if his preparation ran to a certain point, he didn't look deep enough, and unfortunately...
And you can just see the pain and disappointment in Esipenko's face. He looks away, but chess can be a cruel game. You play like 10 perfect games, you just play fantastic chess, and you are so close to achieving your dream, and then at the final minute, you stumble.
Yeah, it's like running a race, running a marathon, and just tripping at the finishing line is heartbreaking, but he'll be back, he'll be stronger. Esipenko, if he plays like this, as he has done this kind of fortnight, then